This Transformers 96 here with another video. I'm going to be talking about some newly shown items from San Diego Comic-Con 2018. This time I'm going to be talking about all the Hot Toys Marvel figures. So I did make a video when the kind of pre-images came out from the con, talking about the new characters, the really big ones that I definitely wanted to talk about. However, now that the full display is out and we have a full range of photos, I'm just going to be making a general video now talking about all the Marvel figures that have been shown, because there's quite a few of them and definitely wanted to discuss them briefly. Even seeing figures that are already on pre-order on display is really nice, and it's great to see kind of their scale and how they compare to the rest that are around them. So first off, we have this new Iron Man armor. This is a concept series one. They're doing this obviously with Captain America as well. I'm not a big fan of this series because the concept art of the characters is not that like drastically different from what we have in the movie. It's you know, the same thing with slightly different paint, and they're not like making the figures in any new special way. They're not giving them new head sculpts or anything. They're just different paint. So I don't find them too special, especially since they're not like iconic concept art that like everybody was clamoring for. They're concept art it's very, you know, subtle, and it's like fine, and nobody like you look at it and you go, ah, that looks somewhat familiar, you know. It's nothing too special. So for me personally, I'm just not a fan of this line. If you're gonna do a concept art line, you need to do it the right way, where you make the figure like really well, and not just because it's easy to make, because it's only a repaint. You need to resculpt some parts to actually represent what's being shown in the concept art, and then also you need to pick concept art that's like really interesting. Like, wow, what if this was the version of this character we got in the movie and we never actually got? This is just the same design but with, you know, more gold than red. Like, it's nothing. So personally, I'm not a fan of the concept art series. I think that a concept art series could be really cool, but the way that Hot Toys is doing it, I find it not special at all. But the figure, of course, does have quite a bit of gold on it, and the shine does look very nice. But every Iron Man figure from Hot Toys has a great shine. And again, here's the Captain America figure. I made a video about him when he was first shown. And again, like, they're not even giving you a Steve Rogers head sculpt, even though the concept art does not have a helmet. He only has the actor without the head. So again, like, they're just doing it the cheapest way that they can. Here's the T'Chaka figure, which I've already discussed when he was shown. He looks quite nice, though. He's a nice figure for this, because they were able just to repaint some pieces, but they did actually have to sculpt new pieces for it, so I think that looks quite nice. Ant-Man on display looks very cool. I like the suit from Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think it does look quite nice, and the figure does look good as well. The helmet looks nice. The Wasp figure looks pretty good. She doesn't look as good in person than she did in the official images, though. Like, I feel like her costume looks a little plain. Let's go back to that. Looks a little plain there. I wish that there was a little bit more detail in the thigh area, or at least had her in a pose that was covering it a bit more, because you have like a lot of detail up here and then it gets really plain just at the thighs. So that's a little disappointing, but I think that the helmet looks good, and I like her wings quite a bit. Then we have Killmonger. We actually don't have like a decent picture of Killmonger from Toy Arc here, at least. But overall, I think that he does look really nice. I do have this figure on pre-order, and I'm very excited for it. What's unfortunate, though, is that they didn't display him with the Michael B. Jordan head sculpt. That's a head sculpt that's coming with him, but we don't actually have an official image of it yet. So it would have been really cool to show it off at Comic-Con, you know, just have him with the head sculpt on. But who knows, maybe it's still not ready. Although it's been so long, I'm surprised that it's not ready yet. But it's definitely a shame that that's not on display there. Then we have Black Panther looking quite nice. He does look good. Even without the purple lights, he looks great. So that's a nice figure overall. And again, here's the new T'Challa figure, where we have just T'Challa himself with his throne. I think that he looks really nice. Again, like, I feel like the costume needs to be slightly heavier to make it hang more naturally, because it doesn't hang that well, at least from Comic-Con. The two images that we've seen of it, kind of when it was being set up, and now it's not hanging well. Like, it hangs better in this image than it did in the pre-one. But this is still not the best. And again, the feet look toyish to me. But the head sculpt, of course, is very nice. And then I do like the throne itself. I think it looks great. We do have Falcon on display. I don't think that's anything different. I think it's just the Civil War Falcon that they're just kind of putting up there. Again, Captain America's looking nice. Black Widow. Here's Bucky. We're first like finally seeing this character, this figure. We did see him in the background of some of the Captain America images, but this is the first time like actually seeing the figure. He looks very nice. I do like the head sculpt quite a bit. The long hair looks good, and I love the arm. I think it's because of the flash here, but it really brings out the gold in the arm, which I think is very cool, and that's what makes this figure a little bit more unique. But I think that he looks quite nice, and I'm liking the design of it quite a bit, I must say. Scarlet Witch. Again, not a new figure, I don't think. Then we have War Machine. Now, War Machine looks really different with the flash on, because when I first made a video about him, I could not see all this like technological detail throughout his armor, which is clearly here, and this is something I didn't even notice in the movie. So I don't know like how noticeable this actually is in the movie or in person, but the figure here, at least with this flash on, he has just a really cool, unique look to him. I think this looks awesome. It's a very unique War Machine, and it's a very aggressive one. Look at that. That's super cool. So I'm really enjoying the look of this War Machine. It's incredibly unique, and yeah, like even if you have some of the previous War Machines, this one is just so different that it's kind of worth it. If you have the Civil War one, there's not a ton of differences here, other than that like technological 8-bit kind of design, pixelated look throughout the armor. But if you have just one of the other War Machines, this would be a great War Machine to get too, because it's so different. It's very bulky and aggressive, and then I'm loving that pixelized look. Like I feel gypped that I didn't get to like notice that in the movie, because it's super cool. So I definitely like that a lot. Very awesome. Then we have Vision. I think it's just a Age of Ultron Vision on a Infinity War base. And then we have Corvus Glaive. Very excited for this one. Again, I'm worried that it's not going to go on pre-order, though. I feel like the window of opportunity is missing a bit. However, seeing it on displays gives you a little bit more hope. But I think that he does look very nice. We do get a better image of his face. I think the face sculpt looks really good. I really do enjoy like kind of the pinkish look. But then the costume itself does look very nice, and his scepter looks cool. The cloth does look good as well. So overall, I think he looks great. He is a figure that I will probably purchase if it actually goes on sale. Again, another figure that I'm worried is not going to go on sale is the Outrider. The figure looks really nice, but again, it looks like there's no knee articulation, which is odd. So that kind of makes me think that maybe it won't go on sale. But the arms are well articulated, and the arms look really cool. There's just a ton of detail in that figure overall, which I think is awesome. Gomora, which is on pre-order, she looks quite nice there. There we go, you have the new Iron Man armor. Now, there's a lot of questions with this Iron Man armor, considering he's being shown with a bunch of new accessories, so nobody quite knows if those accessories are going to be included with the figure, if they're going to be a separate pack, or if it's going to be a completely new figure that's being sold. Personally, when they show that Iron Man with all those accessories, it says the price is to be determined, so I don't think that those accessories are going to come with the figure. I think that kind of rules that out. I also don't think that they do a whole nother figure with all those accessories, because that would just be incredibly unfair, and they probably get a massive backlash from people who already have this one on pre-order, being like, you know, what the hell, why is there two versions of this character on pre-order at the same time? I've already pre-ordered the one that's not as good. So I could see that being a huge issue, so I doubt that'll be the case. So most likely, I think it's like an accessory pack type of thing. I don't think that that's a great idea, but I think that that's the only logical explanation for it. This figure was overpriced by a lot, so it's definitely a huge shame that it was overpriced by so much, and it's not even a figure that's complete, you know? I think that's quite ridiculous, and it's a low mark on Hot Toys. It frustrates me quite a bit, to be honest. But the figure here, of course, very shiny. Looks nice. We have Iron Spider-Man with his legs. I think he looks quite nice. Nothing like super great, but he does look good. Then we have Drax with the blue pants. Who knows if that's going to go on pre-order? I doubt it, because it looks like it's the exact same thing, just with blue pants. I feel like they're just using it for display like they did with Guardians of the Galaxy 2, so I doubt we'll actually ever get that. Here we have Star-Lord. I believe this is the same Star-Lord as Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I don't think it's actually going to be released. Then we have the miniature, Infinity Gauntlet, which I don't think looks that good. It looks very toyish, so that's disappointing. The Rocket looks really cool. I like his new gun, but again, I think it's just for display. I don't think they're actually going to... Oh, no, never mind. Sorry, Rocket is actually on pre-order, isn't he, with Groot. But that gun looks really cool. I do like it. Then here's Teenage Groot, which was just released in overseas, a couple days ago, so it'll be in the United States in about a month. He looks really nice, though. I'm tempted to get it. It's just I feel like he's overpriced by himself. He's a fair price when you buy the 2-pack with Rocket, but the thing is, I don't need a Rocket. I already have one, so I do find him overpriced though at $220, considering he's so skinny. You're just not getting a whole lot of figure with him, but he does look nice. And then we have Thor. This is quite exciting though, because this Thor does not have the eye patch on. It was revealed that he would not, that the eye patch would be removable. This is our first time actually seeing it with the eye patch removed though, which is great. Considering he barely uses the eye patch in the film, and the best parts of Thor came when he didn't have the eye patch on. So overall, I'm very excited to see that that we get like a nice, that we get Thor without the eye patch. That looks like a great figure. I actually personally would really like it. I just don't know if it's worth it for me to buy another Thor figure just to get this design, but I think it looks great. Doctor Strange, I think he looks very cool. I like that new accessory he comes with. Looks great. Thanos is looking awesome. I do have him on pre-order. Very excited. Again, it's unfortunate that they didn't show him with his secondary head sculpt that was blurred out in the images. It would be very cool to like reveal that here, but again, just using the same old head sculpt, which does look good though. But I'm excited to see the angry one. I think that looks great too. Then we have Hulkbuster, already on pre-order, of course. Here's the Iron Man with all the accessories. So again, I think this is going to be an accessory pack. If it's actually sold as a new figure with those accessories, that's just cruel to anybody who purchased that other Iron Man, and that would be really ridiculous. But the accessories themselves look awesome. And I'm not a big fan of how the armor looks in the movie, but I loved how the armor worked. I liked all the things that it did, and it created for some very unique, fight sequences, which is very cool. So again, like, if you're gonna get an Iron Man from Infinity War, this would be the one to get, because these accessories I think are very necessary. Mark II, Mark V, Deadpool, seen all this before. Hela looks great on pre-order, or sorry, Hela looks great, and I do have her on pre-order. We have Thor Ragnarok stuff. A lot of this is already on pre-order or it's already out, so nothing to really talk about there. Then we have the 1:1 scale Infinity Gauntlet and the Mark III bigger scale. Now here's the last big thing I want to talk about. This is the thing that I'm most excited about at Comic-Con from Hot Toys. And it's the Hot Toys Vulture. I did make a video talking about him, but now we see him with his fully extended wings. And the wings look great. Now these, of course, are the smaller wings from the movie, the ones that he uses in the beginning and the middle. Like during the ferry heist, he uses these wings. It isn't until the final battle where he uses like the big massive ones. The massive ones, I think, look a lot cooler than this. However, I'm glad that they're doing this, because it would be ridiculous if they made the huge ones to as a figure. It would take up way too much room and it would cost way too much money. So I love the fact that they're using these wings. The wings look awesome though. I do like the fact that the turbines can spin in there, and then I do like how just aggressively like spiked they are on the edges. I think it looks great. And as you can see, he is huge, because obviously you get a nice comparison of scale, because Vulture is a regular size figure compared to those wings. It looks like the wings are about the size of, I would guess that they're about 26 to 28 inches long. I don't have the exact measurements, but just comparing the wings to him, it looks like they're a little over 2 Hot Toys figures standing together. Because I would imagine like one Hot Toys figure comes to maybe about here, and then another one maybe about here, and then we have a couple extra inches on the side. So overall, I think that the wings just look super epic, and the figure himself looks great as well. I love the design. The one big question though is he going to come with a Michael Keaton head sculpt? I certainly hope he does, because the helmet is cool and all, but without the lights on, it looks a little dull. I'm sure with the lights on and the 2 little beady green eyes, it would look really cool, but without those, I think the Michael Keaton head sculpt is going to be the best one to display him with, so I'm hoping that he does come with that. But the wings themselves just look excellent. Really aggressive and really cool. So I'm very excited for that Vulture figure. I do absolutely want to get it. I'm just hoping that it is not too expensive. I'm hoping that it's around I hope it's no more expensive than $350, but I could definitely see this going up to $400. If it's over $400, I'd be very disappointed, but if it's under, I will be much happier. Overall, I think it looks excellent though, and I'm really it's my favorite thing shown from Hot Toys again. So there you go. That's my thoughts on the Marvel figures shown at the Sideshow booth for Hot Toys. Let me know what you guys think of all the figures that were shown. What's your favorite figure that was shown? And thanks so much for watching.